Well, hey, you guys, welcome back to yet another episode of 90's Now. How are you guys?
Hola,
Still happening. Still
señoritas.
happening.
Hola, we are still happening. ¿Qué pasa means what's happening.
Yeah.
Muy caliente. Love it.
Sí. Ooh, muchacho.
Why
Today
are we
was
starting-
Hard to
18
know.
degrees in Montreal, and
Yeah.
that is whatever that is in maybe Adam can tell us in Fahrenheit for our American friends. But it was like it was the middle of July. It was amazing.
And that's why we're speaking with a Caribbean accent. See.
So do you know the method to go from Celsius to Fahrenheit?
I
Is
do.
there's a formula.
Yes,
Well,
there is.
So Sharon will correct me if I'm wrong. So
Does it involve Bitcoin?
close.
Okay.
It involves Doja Cat.
How much degrees Celsius you said we had in Montreal
18
this week?
today, Adam.
So you would take 18, multiply it by 9/5, and then add 32.
Is that a fraction?
Here's an
Yeah.
easier way.
Okay, Sharon has the easier way.
Take 18
Yeah.
times it by 2.
Okay, which is close to 9/5.
Well, yeah, but who wants a fraction?
Okay.
No one ever said, man, I wish I had more fractions.
So we're now at 36.
Okay, 36, then minus 10%. So that's 3. So 33 plus 32, correct?
Okay. that
Is
works.
65.
So 65 degrees.
That doesn't sound that warm, but it really is.
Well, didn't we have this discussion where, like, if we were in the fall, we'd be like, oh my God, it's freezing, right? At 18
Yeah.
degrees. But
Yeah.
because we've been in minus 20 or 30 in the winter, like 18 to us is balmy and beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Balmy and
ready for
beautiful, not to be confused with bountiful and bosomy.
Busty and chesty.
Yeah. My mom and my aunt were known as Buster and Chester when they were young.
Really?
Oh, yeah. That was their nickname in their hometown.
Was that a
Oh.
compliment?
That was because they had ample cleavage, the two of them.
It got them the phone calls.
It did, from the mayor.
Please cover it up, ladies.
Yeah.
This is a family town.
Yeah.
Well, we've got a lot of show to get to. We're going to tell you just how busy the hardworking Tom Cruise is. We've also got some news about new music from the next generation in a rock family. I'll also tell you about a comedian whose new and sober take on things comes at a pretty tough time for him, but there's no wrong time to get sober. Kelly's Trivia will sure to challenge you. And 90's Rewind. How about we get into something? Actually, it'll be a couple of bands that we've heard for the first time around this time in 1998. Okay.
I'm down for that.
All right, we'll go there toward the end of the show, but it was just the day before the Country Music Hall of Fame was to induct the Judds that Naomi Judd died. We got sad news over last weekend. So let's start there. That was, you know, at this stage of my life, nothing is really that surprising. And yet it was kind of surprising to get that news about Naomi Judd.
Sad. Like, I love that lady. Like, just she had such a light, and she was like, her and Winona are like super sassy, you know?
Yeah.
And then knowing that they were going to go out on tour in a couple months and that they just had done that performance. And even though I'm sure she is absolutely devastated, I'm so happy that Winona has that from like 2 or 3 weeks ago, so that she will always know they did get on the stage again together.
And imagine it, was the last live show. Was it in 1991? Am I correct in
it was
remembering
like-
that? That's 30 years ago.
It's bananas.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. Hugely successful.
Because she
in
was
country
diagnosed
music.
with hepatitis, right? Back then.
Right.
Mhm.
Yes. Yeah, a
And
lot of
here's
stuff was
the-
going on with them.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Obviously, Sharon, I'm sure you knew about them a lot longer than I did, but I remember watching the American Music Awards in 1990, I think it was. And they, I think, introduced Janet or something like that. And that was my first, like, or she was it was either they introduced Janet or she won an award and they were presenting. It was something like that. And I just remember, like, I was thinking to myself, like, who are these two? You know, like, I'd never seen them before. And then later on in the show, because I think they were hosting. They might have been hosting. And then they performed after. And again, I'm not some huge country fan, but I thought they were like amazing, like
Mhm.
absolutely amazing. And ever since then, they were always sort of in my consciousness. Like if, I saw things, I'm like, oh, it's the Judds. Like, it's cool.
They're so, it's so easy to listen to them. And then you can't help but be like, nostalgic within the songs. Even when they were new, you sort of felt like, yeah, they're hitting me in the feels right now. Like, Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Come on. Like, you can just listen to that over and over. Love Can Build a Bridge. It's that's one of those songs, I think, that it feels like a triumph when you write something like that, I imagine. And you think, okay, well, maybe this song is going to affect some change. And then it happens to be one of those songs that's still as pertinent, 30 years later, which is sort of sad. That, I mean, it's a nice reminder of the truth. That's for sure. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy for them. They got the recognition they were so very deserving of. Deb and I were actually considering going to Nashville to see their show there. And I think then we got an eye on the ticket prices. So we made a plan B to not go.
Be Maroon 5 instead.
Not go.
That's quite a downgrade.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
may Naomi Judd rest in peace. It was nice that Ashley joined her sister Winona at the Country Music Hall of Fame induction ceremony, and they both spoke, and they were both honest and hurt and heartbroken, and they made that quite clear in saying so. But just the idea that they brought themselves there to receive the recognition and be able to sort of pass that on to their mom and just have it be a moment. But it was heartbreaking watching them.
Absolutely heartbreaking.
Yeah.
I remember making a joke about my sister, my mother once when there's a picture that I played for my sister's wedding. Like I had made a collage of things. I was in charge of that. And so
on collage.
Yeah. So I put whatever, I guess back in the day, it was like the PowerPoint presentation of like, slap some music on that bad boy. And I remember I found a picture of my mom and my sister from like 86 maybe. And they were sitting next to each other. I believe it was at like a Christmas celebration. And I remember what I said in the, like when I was, the PowerPoint, I was like, oh, and look, they're years as the Judds. And I always remember that because like my sister had like a home perm nightmare from hell. And there was a lot going on. All that to say though, is that I love Winona so much. She has so much style and pizzazz.
Yeah,
she knows how to rock like 6 pounds of makeup. Like she knows that.
She has got swagger till the end of the week.
Oh, she is
unbelievable.
That should be her name, Winona Swagger.
There's still time.
Yeah.
So there we go. Like I said, may Naomi Judd rest in peace. May the music of the Judds carry on and continue to affect positive change and make people feel good. And on we go. I think the best thing that would lift our spirits at this time, Kelly, would be perhaps some trivia.
You're
It's
welcome.
the best segue ever.
90s. Now, trivia.
Bing bong.
Bing bong.
So I have a question because I feel like I already asked one of these questions, but it's such a great question that I want to check. And you can tell me if I've asked it. I feel like I did, but just tell me because I can't let this one go if we haven't asked this, but I think I might have done this like 3 or 4 weeks ago.
We'll let you know.
Which
Maybe wait, Kel, wait a sec. Block your ears. Adam, don't let her know so that we have a chance of getting it.
It's not going to be a secret.
Okay, go ahead, Kelly. Anytime.
Go ahead, caller. Which Slammin' toy car brand turned 30 in 98? I asked this, right?
I think it was the Hot Wheels.
It was the Hot Wheels. Okay, great.
Yeah.
So this
And
is the real.
I got it,
question.
and you were shocked that I got it.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. Also shocked. This one I'll be very shocked if you get this one.
Oh, good.
I'll also be shocked if you tell me I've asked this question before.
So this is the official first question, right?
The official first question. Yep.
Okay.
Got it.
Elward Edwards voiced which electronic email alert?
Adam.
Go, Adam.
AOL.
Oh, nice guess. No. Mm-mm.
The one that says you've got mail.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, Sharon.
Thanks. Don't be
Do I
that
have
surprised.
that tone like you got it? Is
Yeah,
that-
you're shocked. I get it.
Is that the name of the brand? Like what?
You know the movie You've Got Mail. Was it the movie? I don't know. It
Well,
just
the
says
movie
You've
was
Got
based
Mail,
on
or
a thing, but wasn't the thing AOL?
maybe it was the thing. It just says You've Got Mail. It doesn't say AOL, but maybe Adam and you are both right.
But that was the alert that you did have mail through.
Oh, you're right. So they're not talking about the movie. I forgot about that. So there was that alert. You've got mail.
You've got mail.
I have no idea who Elward Edwards is. Do
You've
you?
Got Mail sound was the original AOL alert for your incoming email.
Adam, you got it first then.
So I guess I got it.
But I don't know why they didn't in the fun-filled card. They should have said, you've got mail and in brackets AOL or something.
Well, maybe they were looking for the actual quote.
Maybe.
I think that you should set that card on fire.
Yeah, I'm annoyed now. Hobbies, toys, and games. You've let me down. All right. Okay. Question number 2. This is actually, I'm interested to see what you think about this. By the way, this is the same card where Sharon came up with oral explosion last week, which was,
You're
Adam, I'm not
welcome.
sure if you know this. It made it as our clip of the week. So
you did warn us this would be the
yeah. Laughter was had by all. All right. What was the most popular name given to girls born in the US during the 1990s?
Sharon.
Go, Sharon.
Ashley.
Solid guess, but no.
Damn it.
Adam?
I'm gonna go with
Remember, it probably won't be a French name.
I figured.
Okay.
I should know this. I should be able to give a solid guess.
Because
I
you
have a
went to
second
school,
guess, by the
remember in the
way.
90s?
It wouldn't be Brittany, right?
No, but that's a solid guess as
I have
well.
a guess.
Oh.
For no points, just for pride. Lauren.
That's a great
No.
guess.
Wait, we want to keep guessing.
Okay. Do I
Kelly.
give you 2 more names each? 2 more names each. Go ahead. Adam?
Okay, no, you said it wasn't a French name.
No. Although you could say this name, I've now realized it's not a French name, but I've heard some of our French Canadian brethren and sisters.
Sister.
Not a lot of guys are called Jessica. That's the name. I just gave it away.
It was Jessica?
Yeah, I was shocked. Were you shocked? I'm shocked that I messed up
I'm
the trivia
shocked.
question also.
That was so funny.
Yeah.
Not a lot of guys are called Jessica. I just said it.
It's been a couple of days, I have to tell you, Sharon. Yeah.
I understand.
Well, in your defense, there are a few Jessies.
Yeah.
True.
But some of our French Canadian ladies, they go by Jessica, right?
So the next time you meet a guy named Jesse, you say, "Hey, is that short for Jessica?"
And see, yeah, exactly. See if I got
Punch
a
in the
punch right
face.
Yep.
Thank you,
Oh,
Kelly.
You're welcome. I'm here
that
for
was fun.
laughter.
Thank you
At
very
me.
much.
I was highly entertained.
I laughed.
That-
I cried.
That'll be the clip of the week, I'm certain.
That's so funny. Hey, speaking of funny, Dave Coulier. We know Dave Coulier. Cut it out.
We've heard.
From Full House, right?
Mhm.
Don't mind the noise in the background of my begging dog. Dave Coulier is sober now. I think we've talked about that before.
Mhm.
But he was in an interview with is it Tamron Hall? Is that her last name? Hall?
Yeah.
I forget. She's very good. And he's coming off of what he calls a sorrow hat trick, which I think is
that.
a nice light way of saying that 3 people close to him died within a short amount of time. We know about Bob Saget for sure. He talked about his brother's suicide, talked about his brother being the funniest person he ever knew. And then his dad died just a couple of months ago. And of course, Bob Saget. So all that happened. He says he sure picked a funny time to quit drinking. But like we said before, there's no wrong time to get sober. So good for him for staying strong with that. I like that he said that he was in a text back and forth with Bob Saget on the night that Bob Saget passed. And the last thing he texted him was, "Have a good show tonight." So I like that it was positive. They're sending funnies back and forth, laughing back and forth. So he's got that.
I love that they are buds. You know what I mean? Like they were real life buds, and that there was communication like the day that he passed. Like they clearly probably texted every couple of days, maybe, you know?
Yeah, like friends. Just normal.
Yeah. It's like when I text you and you don't respond, Sharon.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't even know who said that. Hey, guess what, you guys?
Mm,
There's a new Mission Impossible movie.
Again.
imagine that. Is this
You
number
ready?
27?
It could be.
Yeah.
And he actually just recently shared, and by he, I mean Tom Cruise, the guy that people describe as the hardest working man in the history of the world. He's been working on it and shared the title of this next installment of Mission Impossible. I can tell you what it's not called. Mission Even More Impossible.
Mission
It's-
Impossible.
Exactly. That was my next one. There we go.
Oh.
Great minds, eh?
Didn't want to steal your thunder.
I like it. But Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. How about that?
Is there a
So-
part dose?
Well,
Well-
it kind of gives it away, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Kind of gives away to like part 2, 3, 4, 5. What we do know is that part 1 of the Dead Reckoning section of the Mission Impossible franchise is due next summer.
So summer
And-
2023.
2023, yeah, which is crazy. That's 2023, and then part 2 will come in the summer 2024. So
Fair
he's-
enough.
He's just, you know what, I think he makes projects and he just likes to work. So these are make work projects.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. Here's
Thanks,
a
Tom
sidebar Tommy Cruise thing. The Maverick movie, Top Gun,
Mhm.
that is coming
Yes.
out, I think, within the month. And as of today, our recording, I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet, but Lady Gaga released a song from the soundtrack. I think it's called Hold My Hand.
Oh, cool. I just saw the preview for that for the movie earlier today. So I was like,
Oh,
wait a
you
minute.
watched the trailer?
Yeah, it was
Was
on
it sick?
TV.
Was it sick?
I don't know that I've ever described anything as sick.
You should, Sharon. It
But
would
it
give you
seem-
extra street cred.
Really?
Yeah, especially if you start using fat with a PH.
Oh, well, that I am super down with.
Dope, dope, Sharon.
Uh,
You can say it's dope.
It's dope, bro. Bro. Yeah, I guess it is sick as far as trailers go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It's neat to see the idea that they're all back together for this mission, not Mission Impossible, but Top Gun revisit. I think it's really cool. And for the people that could be there, are there. So like I was gonna say Dr. Mark Green, he's not there. And that's not his name. Anthony Edwards is obviously not in the movie because he died in the first one.
Spoiler, Sharon.
Spoiler.
Oh, sorry. 35 years later, if you haven't seen the movie, that's on you. So go to your Blockbuster and rent it. And then you
Even though you already know what happens in it because Sharon spoiled it.
I rent it.
Mm.
It's a real moment though.
Here's a straw poll. I do want to see it. Like, are you guys gonna watch it? I want to
Yeah,
see
I'd like to see it too, because from my memory, it feels like like youth and big movies in the summer,
Well,
Hammer
the
Pit.
latest one was pretty good. I remember seeing the last one and having a really great time.
Yeah, I am down with this. You know who else isn't in
Kelly,
the movie?
is Kelly McGillis in it? Yeah.
No, why would she be? Yeah, she's not in it, right? Like
She's
that
not.
would-
I don't know.
know. Well, because she was the hot mama in the film, so they had to get another hot mama.
Who's
Like, did he marry her in the movies?
didn't they ride off in the sunset together?
Well, they probably just went to a hotel and had sex.
You're gonna say another oral explosion.
Well, I can't be too descriptive about the sex that they
Might have been
had.
Please
part of
don't
it.
tell me. Yeah.
You're the one that said oral explosion. Now I can't not say it.
Not sure that this will make it as the clip of the week.
No thanks.
No.
What else are we going to talk about today?
Not sure where to
Uh,
go from here.
Well, from oral explosion to family lineage. How about that? We've got a super cool rock star's kid that's trying to make it on his own. Now, we should probably start the story with the kid's name so that we can sort of be on board with the idea that he wants to make it on his own and not necessarily talk about, his family name, which for rock fans, Castor Hetfield.
Mm,
Does Hetfield sound familiar?
I think it does.
Well, yeah, Castor's 21 years old. He's into the percussion.
He's 31 or 21, you said.
21, yeah. And it's kind of hard to not associate Castor Hetfield with his dad James, especially when you consider how gigantic Metallica is in the history of rock music. 40 plus years later, they got a bit of history, right? So How does Castor feel about, constantly seeing his father's face come up whenever any sort of search happens? Well, he seems to have a pretty good head on his shoulder. What I liked about the article that we all read was that uh, he said that all of us are our father's sons. Mine just happens to be very successful in the industry that we're in. And that was a similar quote to Bono's son and his
Mhm.
band Inhaler. He was sort of like, yeah, you know what? Certainly it helps get you in the door, but then you got to keep the door open. Like it's a nice little nudge, but you still have to sort of be good enough, right?
Mhm.
He said as far as the description of their music and one sort of genre they're going after, he said, we're making our own kind of music. Not really sure what the genre is, but they're interested in pursuing it. So that can't be a bad thing.
Is he just playing music, or is he singing the whole project?
I think he's got backing vocal credits.
I believe so.
His band name, Kelly, do you want to tackle that?
I can't remember it now.
Bastardane.
Yeah, that's a lot. So not sure, like when we were sitting kicking around band names.
Let's call it Bastard. Let's put something on the end of that.
Yeah.
And the without the A-N-E at the end, it's still sort of a biblical term. So, there's that. I don't want to make Kelly mad by continuing to say Bastardane.
Yeah, because I don't have to edit this.
Well, because it sort of sounds like Mastodon. Maybe it's Bastodon. See, that's
Maybe
not
it's
bad.
exactly that. But what's funny is like when wasn't it the Metallica movie Monster, right? Or some kind of monster or something?
Yep.
So was that 2002 or something?
Yeah, I think it's that long ago.
So like, yeah, because I remember, I think in there, didn't James talk about Castor, who was like small?
baby?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a baby. So it's
Yeah.
crazy to think Castor is now in a band. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
also
Nuts.
shout out to the name Castor. That's a strong name to
Yeah.
carry.
Yeah.
The movie was in 2004, so Castor would have been
Like 2 or something.
1 or 2. Yeah.
Wow.
I wonder if his middle name is Oil.
I would hope it's not.
Me too. Castor Oil at Fields.
Please God, let's make it not that.
Yeah.
What's castor oil?
It's like an oil you take to keep your pipes clear.
Oh,
Like it's an edible oil. Is that the right word? Like
is it edible?
well, you can drink it, but like you don't want to.
It
It keeps you healthy.
It's a healthy, hefty, solid oil. Yeah.
Pushes right through.
Yeah.
Solves all your problems. Castor oil. Oh my. What are we doing?
Maybe that's the tip of the week.
Castor oil. Ding.
They should sponsor us.
Or yeah, you know what? Yes. 90s now. Brought to you by a remedy from the 50s.
I was also thinking like castor oil, like isn't that the green sign logo for like racing cars?
Oh my God. You know what? Castor oil is that. I'm totally thinking of cod liver oil. My God. Can we erase this part of the show?
Nope.
And for the record, it's not an edible oil. So
Yeah.
do not drink castor oil.
I love that both
Don't.
you and I missed that boat like
my
completely.
God.
Because I was like, yeah, castor oil, that sounds right. Yeah.
Put it on your salad. Delicious.
Well,
Um,
it says that castor oil is commonly used as an additive in foods, medications, and skincare products. So I guess it is
Oh.
edible.
I guess it's a thing.
Well, it also makes
Also
your car
powers
run.
cars.
It also makes your car run smooth. Castor
Alright.
oil.
Let me finish its sentence. As well as an industrial lubricant and biodiesel fuel component. There we go.
Wow. Talk about
Ah.
an oral explosion. Anywho, Castor, good luck with your band, Bastardane. Oh man, I think it's super cool that we're in a time in the world where you have Metallica continuing to make music and do great things with what they've created so far. They are very philanthropic and pointedly so. It's not just like, oh yeah, here's some money for this cause. They're involved. Love it. So that they have that going on, they're making new music, and that their offspring are making music, I think is a pretty cool time. We're lucky to be alive, you guys.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah. How about a 90s rewind? You in?
I am. Just a quick sidebar before you do that. I wanted to give a shout out to New Edition and Janet Jackson. They're performing at the Kentucky Derby coming up.
Get
Oh.
out.
Yeah, and I believe New Edition's been out already doing tour dates, but this is Janet's first date back since pre-pandemic. So I already know a couple of fans that are headed to Kentucky to be able to be there and
How
watch her
cool.
perform. So
Like
shout
a
out to Miss Janet.
Full length show, an hour and a half plus the whole thing.
I don't know if it's because she's on the bill, which was actually really cool to see the poster of Janet and New Edition together. So I guess I don't know if they're doing a half-hour set each. I'm not sure, but very excited to have Miss Jackson back. Like it's crazy. Like she has not performed since pre-pandemic. So
Cool.
Wow. Well, who of the New Edition folks, guys, are touring?
all of them.
So even Ralph, not even Ralph, but even
Bobby.
Bobby. So Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike,
Yeah.
and Ralph,
Yeah.
and
Johnny Gill.
and Johnny Gill too. That's so cool. Yeah, we talked about this a few months ago.
Mhm.
That's great.
Yeah. And I
That's
have to say,
super.
I love how their stylists just always make them look cool because they're all even like they're in like I saw them, I guess it was maybe a week or so ago. They were in these red ensembles with like really cool like zoot suit hats kind of thing. Like they
Cool.
like fedoras, but really funky ones. And they just look awesome. And it's so great to see them out doing their thing.
So they look cool it now.
Yeah, exactly. Also, our good friends of En Vogue have been out and about as well.
Nice.
Yeah, they're about to embark on the mixtape tour with New Kids. Yeah,
Sweet.
Will Kathy and Susan be featured?
They always are.
they're there front and center because we know that
They're selling tickets.
we know that Don Robinson is not a part of it, nor Max.
They're working the ticket booth.
Yeah.
Everybody does a job. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 jobs. How about we go back to 1998 as promised?
Please.
All right. We're going to get our intro to Destiny's Child. How about that? It happened to be 4 young women in Destiny's Child at that time. Their first single had them working with Wyclef Jean of the Fugees, and it was No, No, No.
Mm.
Yeah.
A lot of lyrics in that song. Follow along, you guys. It's not going to be hard. We also got our intro to the Babies in NSYNC
Oh man.
with I Want You Back, their first single. Remember? Poor little JT. I don't even think he hadn't shaved
The
yet.
curly action, no?
And curly hair and a baby complexion. Good times.
Yeah.
How about Sex and Candy? I mean, as a signature song, not as an offer or any attachment to Oral Explosion. Sex
Love
and
that
Candy was the signature song for, do you remember the name of the band?
Marcy Playground.
Hey,
Oh,
look at
little
this
Adam.
kid.
Now
Nice
you had
job.
the I'm surprised he got that right look, Sharon.
This is pride.
Is it
Hey,
Marcy Playground
fella.
a one-hit wonder?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I find that the term one hit wonder is used less now, and they angle it toward signature hit. So that way, if a
Like
band
the
had
polite
2
way to say
hits,
the same thing.
yeah, pretty much. Thanks,
my
Marcy
goodness.
Playground. And one of the first albums from 1998 was Ray of Light, which happened to be Madonna's 7th album. And the song Frozen was the first song from it.
That whole album is just spectacular.
Yeah, very good.
It was super like, I don't know if like I guess ahead of its time or I don't know what you want to call it. It was like very avant-garde and different. And it she really blew people away with that. It was such a great, like just such a cool, she was cool. The songs were cool. The video
She looked good. She sounded good. Everything was good.
Yeah, she was fierce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not frightening. She's a bit on the frightening side now.
Mm,
Just a bit.
just a tiny little.
Just I mean, her music is
bit.
always good. The fact that, again, her too,
Mhm.
that she's interested in making music and exploring new sounds and stuff like that, I am down. I'm not sure about the grills. That's all.
Yeah. I would love if this next project that she's working on, if she came out and pulled like an Elton John, meaning it goes to number one. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like she does whatever it is. And because she's working with cool people from what I gather, because I really do follow her on Instagram, and sometimes she'll tag like the producer, like she's working with a female producer whose name escapes me now, but like this kid is on the way up, you know? And
Cool.
so I love that she knows, like Elton knows, like these are the people, you know?
I thought you meant like she was going to be like Elton and tour and wear like a velour jumpsuit.
I would pay money to see Madonna in a velour jumpsuit. She would somehow find a way to put fishnets on it.
Yeah, no doubt. Crotchless velour jumpsuit.
She's not Prince, Sharon, let's be honest.
And Kel, since you brought up Janet Jackson, I would like to offer that her 8th #1 song was still coming through our radio speakers around this time in 1998. It was
So
from
19
the the album, of course.
Velvet Rope, yeah.
Yep. And the song, 8th #1 song.
8th #1. So oh my God, I'm trying to think which single it would be. I can't tell you. She had many. Not Together Again.
Yeah.
Oh, was Together. Okay, great.
Yeah. Love that song. I've told you guys before. That's one of those songs that that my mom passed away in December of 97. And then leading up to that, and then for a while after, even now, the song would appear sort of like, on the radio, just at exactly the right time, exactly when I needed to hear the song. You're like, okay, I'll relax, or I'll, I won't stress about this or whatever. It reached me and my sister, whether it was the same day or, we were in different places. She was at her work, I was at mine, kind of thing, but it would happen to both of us. So I love that song.
I love that Mama Highland loves Janet. She's clearly making it happen.
Totally. Totes. My mom
This
had
is
great taste in
amazing. Like,
music.
I've never met Mama Highland, but she has the power. You know what I mean? Like, this is great.
Totes.
She's an
Yes.
original OG of Janet's.
Oh yeah. Hells yeah.
You know that before you wrap up, Sharon, today, as of our recording, apparently is Paranormal Day. Did you know this? So I was on a panel this morning, and that was supposed to be one of the topics. We didn't get to it, but they asked, like, in the question prepping for the panel was like, do you believe in like paranormal stuff and all that, jazz? And it's funny because have we had this discussion where sometimes like my dog looks off into the distance and I'm like, what's going on there?
Yep. Oh, totally. Ours too.
Yeah.
And I live in the house I grew up in,
Okay.
and both my
Ooh,
parents
wow.
are no longer with us. So I'm certain that there's visits that happen and the dogs look. You're like, who's here?
Yeah.
I totally believe in that stuff too. Here's another fun story. After my mom passed, was the ice storm. So that was super fun.
Oh my God.
But there was a time for about 3 weeks after she passed that there was a light in her bedroom. Remember those touch lamps that you could touch them and they went brighter, 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 off, right?
Yeah.
So there was a lamp in her room, which we were, about to disassemble and package her clothes up and stuff like that. But for a couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks, when I would come home, the light would be on in the room, and I would be like, I don't think I turned the light on. I mean, I spent some time in the room, whatever.
Mhm.
And I would always turn the light off, and then I'd come back. So again, for 2 or 3 weeks, I would come home and the light was on. And I thought, what is happening? And I was like jiggling the table because it was one of those touch lamps. I thought, well, maybe there's a loose connection or some spark through the plug is making the light come on. And so I'm shaking the table and jiggling the plug. Nothing. So like for the first half of those 3 weeks, I'm like, am I forgetting that I'm turning these lights on? And then for the second half, I'm like, this is something.
Yeah.
Like, this is a sign because I'm not leaving this light on
Mhm.
and this light is coming on. So it stopped after a while, and that ended up being sort of sad.
Yeah.
But I was super happy that I had that happen.
Can you imagine she's like twirling around and going like, what should I do to make it known that I'm
Yeah, exactly. Because I think of that like now as alive. What am I going to do to let them know? Because I don't know what sort of power I'm going to have. You know what I mean? So I wonder that like the energy has to find its way. So I sort of viewed it as that.
You know what my mom said to me? This is years ago when because like my big fear is losing my mom. That's like, like just not, not, and I felt this way for a long time. Right. And so I remember once this was years ago. I said, Mom, like, I don't know what I'll do. Like, and of course, very presumptuous of me, because like I could be hit by a bus first. You know what I mean? Like,
True.
who's to say? But she's like, I'll be around. Don't you worry. Anytime you look down at the grass and you see a 4-leaf clover, it's me. And in my head, I'm like, what happens if the cow eats it first? Like,
And aren't 4-leaf clovers not that common?
yeah.
I've never seen one, I don't think.
Oh, Mommy Alexander and her masterful ways. And then she tells me too, when she kicks the bucket, she's like, again, years ago, she's like, I want you to spread me here and there. And then she's like, but you can have a little bit, so there's some place for you to go visit. So I'm like, okay, great. So then I tell her, like, then she tells me this list of where I have to go drop her off, and like I'll explain. And I'm like, you need to shorten that list, sister. I don't know how much of it's gonna be left.
I'm gonna need a budget for flights.
Oh,
Oh man. Hey, it's nice that we started with death and we're ending with death.
Yeah.
Good times. And
but
that's
in a
fun as
fun
now.
kind of way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you all, wherever you are in the world, for listening to us and letting us know where you are in the world listening to us. We appreciate that. We have fun every week. It's always nice to check in with you guys and get to see you in this way. And we're happy to know that you guys are listening to 90s Now, still happening.